Shalom, Kahala Yahweh Shemel, Shai Bahashim Production. Double honors to the elder apostles and the Lord bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them to tell us the truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, to the Aqua that are listening, learn, being a pillar of rest, 144,000, one third the hopeful elect of Israel. My brother Yahshua, back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you all. I haven't watched this at all. I just queued it up. He did some advertisement right there. But this is interesting. Are U.S. and Russia at war with each other? Okay. Well, before we even watch this, I'm going to answer that with the scripture. And the scripture goes like this. Stir up the Medes. Okay, let's break this down real quick. Okay. Well, stir up, meaning to, like when the scriptures say that in God, what is it? Hardened Pharaoh's heart. This is basically the same thing. Hardened Pharaoh's mind control is what this is. Okay? And what this phrase right here, stir up, means, it means to put the spirit of triumph, to make triumphant. Put the spirit of triumph on who? The Medes, who are the Russians. Okay, so when we read this here, against them, who is them? Behold, I, the Most High, will stir up, put the spirit of triumph on the Medes, who are the Russians, against, who's them? Them are the Babylonians. Who are the Babylonians? Are the Babylonians and the Medes at war with each other? Well, let's check the record. Behold, God, I will stir up the Medes against the Babylonians, who are, well, the Babylonians, the great Babylonians, which is the Americans. You tell me if they're at war. Judging Freedom with Judge Napolitano, Ray McGovern, with this question here 2 hours ago. We're just going to watch a little bit. I'm going to let it play. We'll glean some information. We already know, where it's going and who's going to win, but hear what they have to say about it.
Ray McGovern, welcome here, my dear friend. Before we talk about the United States and Russia at war with each other, and before I ask you of the geopolitical significance, if any, of the passing of Pope Francis.
Oh my goodness. Get away from that.
Appropriating the money in the U.S. Congress before which you spoke are in receipt of proceeds from the sale of these weapons, and this has to stop.
Slovakia. Guess I kind of checked that out, didn't I? Let's see what they're going to say.
I'm going to guess that the Pope did not respond directly, and I'm going to guess that if he heard what you said, he understood it. But back to my...
They kind of went into why the Pope didn't do anything to stop the war in Ukraine. So, you know who the Pope is and what's going on. You don't give a damn as long as he got his children.
Original question: what, if any, is the geopolitical significance of Francis's passing? Right.
Well, Judge,
why did they put him to death immediately after he gave his Easter eulogy? which he actually referenced the Passover, Bona Pesach.
Up on that little 1 minute announcement on the largest religious network in the world. It was the Catholic ETWN. I suggested specifically, I like to be specific,
All spooks do, Ray.
the Pope send an emissary, just as John Paul II did right before the attack on Iraq. What the Pope did was send Pio Laggi, a cardinal who played tennis with George W. Bush, who was a really great friend of the family, introduced him, the Pope did, by saying, you know this fellow, now please listen to him. Now, we know from the letter and the conversation later that what Bush said, well, all right, I'll listen to you a little bit, then you listen to me. We got to do this. Well, what happened? Laggi was turned down, and what did he do? He didn't say anything for 7 months. Okay, so what I was suggesting to this Pope is, look, you need to do that again on Ukraine. You ought to get the straight story, and you ought to send an emissary. Now, with respect to the geopolitical consequences of Francis's death, this is a very brief conversation, Judge. There aren't any. The church has long since lost its moral standing, its ability to stand out.
Okay, God damn it. Talk about Russia. I'm sorry, Slovakia.
Was our first speaker. This is a little vignette. Bear with me. After he got finished talking about his success in persuading the other bishops, unusually,
Slovakia.
Not only that, Judge, but did he not know that the UN has already investigated whether or not there's been genocide and has indicted Netanyahu?
Correct. The call for an investigation about whether there is genocide is shockingly naive and ignorant of what's going on and of the indictments. Look,
Yes,
it's not considered proper to speak evil of the dead, but he is being praised and defended by legacy media all over the place today. That machine is in operation, and I will not hesitate to be critical of him. He did not use his moral voice.
Okay, you spent a third of this broadcast on that. Okay, here we go. Slovakia, let me just try to get a little. I'm about to shut this damn thing down. Try to get some of this war.
To speak out and for justice for these poor people, many of whom, of course, are Christian, but that doesn't matter. They're human beings, for God's sake. Genocide again, silence in the Vatican.
Yeah. All right, back to the U.S. and Russia. I mean, there's this crazy congressman from Pennsylvania. I never heard of this guy before. His name is Fitzpatrick, who went over to Ukraine and fired American weaponry into Russia. It was my profound honor, I'm now quoting him, to deliver a very personal message to Vladimir Putin from the front lines of the war near the Russian border on behalf of our PA1, that's 1st Congressional District in Pennsylvania community. The only
You tell me if the United States is at war with Russia. This nigga went over there to go fire shells. And what is that? What does Vlad have to say about that? Vlad laughing about, nigga, your unwalled villages, your gates are still down, nigga, when our people are in place.
Russian border on behalf of our PA1, that's 1st Congressional District in Pennsylvania community.
To Putin.
The only permissible details to share are that the message was delivered on target. # peace through strength. Now, the 1st Congressional District in Pennsylvania, which this Representative Fitzpatrick represents, has, of course, the military-industrial complex in it. No surprise. No surprise at all. He apparently signed one of the artillery shells to Vladimir That's the reference to a personal message. You can see, if you can read clearly on the screen where we have superimposed the red arrow, that's where he has signed the projectile. We are not permitted to show him pulling the trigger that dispatched it, but I can tell you that I
For plausible deniability, of course.
seen it, and if you Google this, you can of course find it. Question: does the deep state want the war to continue, whether Donald Trump wants it to continue or not?
Oh yeah.
Well, first, Fitzpatrick, what a guy, huh? What a guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's a disgrace to your landsman. There are plenty of Italian disgraces too, but on this day after Easter, this guy is a disgrace.
Yeah, so let's see. Now he's from that district, and of course, the real sad story is that goes over big in that district. I mean, that's because these people, not evil, they just don't know what's going on, Judge. Now we're making a dent in that, but it's a long process. So, I mean, in a way, it's a venial sin for him, not a mortal sin. He doesn't know any better, right? So, the question you asked was, yeah, does the deep state want? Of course it does. I mean, hey, filthy lucre. The military-industrial complex, about which I spoke in that brief message to Pope Francis, is making it fast and loose and get lots of money and.
So he brings it full circle. So what did we learn? They started out talking about Francis and how he is not doing a damn thing to stop nothing because he's got children on his lap. He's not concerned with what is going on. He's part of that whole thing. Yeah, bringing a new world order, whatever. So why did they take him down? That's not even what this is about, all right? But he brought it up and said that all that going on down there, what? You're supposed to, if this is about God and the church, and he's about God and the church, and Bibi is down there and in the Holy Land, and that's about God and the church. What the heck is going on? A whole bunch of killing and a whole bunch of child molestation, bunch of devilish behavior down here. Somebody's got to come and clean this damn thing up. So he basically brought it full circle. What does this mean after everything we just watched and whatever happened to the Pope or whatever? Okay? What happened? Or what is going on? Well, let's just sum it up. All right? Nothing is stopping this from happening. Right? What they got these little flimsy talks, knowing that these things ain't gonna do nothing. The talks were designed to fail, and it's just dog and pony. So I'm gonna just close on this. Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, it's a lot. Revelation 11 and 14 in the King James. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right. Third woe, World War III. Nobody's stopping that from coming. No treaties, no fake peace pipe, none of that shit. All right, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. All right. So, I mean, just a little what's going on, more of the same. Russia's over there. They can put an end to that thing whenever they want to. All right. Everybody's going to wind up in the Valley of Yehoshaphat, that's for sure. Very soon. So with that, we hope that the elect ratified you, brothers and sisters. Shalom.